Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review, and I'm going to try and finish them off before I try those nice birthday beers that I got the other day. So I'm doing another one from the Good Beer Revolution. Why do I keep not being able to say good beer? I say Brewgooder. That's weird. Um, and it's another one from those good people at Brewgooder. We've seen an article done by the lovely Robin Gilmore in the magazine, and it's a collaboration beer with these guys, Polly's, um, who I think are over in Wales or somewhere like that. They're definitely over that way. Anywho, let's have a look at this beer. So it's a stout, obviously. It's called what does it say? Sweet. I think it's called Sweet and Decadent. Maybe that's the name. I can't work it out. Or if not, it's just called Stout. Um, and it says our Stout in the middle of our street, brewed with our friends at Polly, a dark and decadent stout with chocolate malts, low bitterness, and luxuriously thick mouthfeel. We've got wheat and oats in this bad boy, 5.5%. Suitable for the vegans. It's a B Corp. It even tells you what the calories are. My God, I don't want to know about that. And then they're telling you all about the good stuff about Brewgooder. And down here, it's actually brewed by them, which is cool. And of course, you've got to avoid those pregnant ladies that don't like aluminium and do some recycling. And it basically tells you how good they are. The Brewgooder Foundation. Um, and it's really good because they give money to people in foreign countries, etc., etc. Right now, because this is a dark beer, one of the reasons why I kind of forgot about these two last beers is that they've just been in the box. I haven't put them in the fridge at all, so I've got to be a little bit careful. But it's a stout. It's over 5%. It's not going to cause me any problems. That's what I usually say before it explodes everywhere. But today I'm lucky and it hasn't done such. So I've got my glassy glass here, my trusty. I got these glasses in Tesco's and they've done me well. Wow, look at that. It's giving quite a lot of head, but I think that's just because I haven't chilled it down more than anything else. More, wow, Jesus, look. 2 fingers, more than 2 fingers. Anything more than 2 fingers is just selfish. Right, there's the Brewgooder. There's the head. Oops, there's the beer. Let's pull that back and I'll stare at the head. Because that's what I do when I get a nice bit of big head. Oh, now, looking at the notes, as I do sometimes, I should do it more often. Let me swirl it around and you will see, dear viewer. If you do this, the head fast disappears, but those big bubbles, big carbon dioxide bubbles, that is a sign that this head will not stick around for too long. In fact, look at that. So we've got a slightly darker head colour there, and right on the top, a very light head. I think that's because I did this sort of shaking up stuff. Yeah, and that's beer in the head, and it's going to kind of filter out and stuff. Um, I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, look at that. No frosting on the outside of the glass. Really deep, dark and even. Oh yeah, I remember. I did some research, and the hops in here is Magnum hops, and they're one of the hops that a lot of people use when they can't. I mean, there are really popular hops. Magnum is probably much used for bitterness than anything else. Um, so it's a good hop to put in dark beers, stouts, where you're not trying to highlight the hops. You just need a little bit of bitterness, and you really want the malts to kind of sing through. Um, so I'm not going to taste the Magnum to be perfectly honest, apart from perhaps a little bit of bitterness that's caused by the hops. There you go. That's what you get when you tune into Unclejona's channel. And if you're here for the first time, think about subscribing, leave a like, and leave a comment. I kind of mixed two things together then. But comments down below and click like, and then, I'll be happy. If not, I'm coming for you. That's interesting. There's a bit of sweetness there on the nose. There's the roastiness there, but it's in a chocolate way. It's not necessarily a coffee kind of darkness. But I'm getting like there are those stouts you get with the tonka bean in, and it kind of is a different kind of bitterness from a malt. This doesn't have tonka bean in, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure it would have said on the label. Brewgooder would have told me. They'd have probably given the people, those poor tonka bean farmers, they'd have given them lots of money. But yeah, it's a kind of sweet, yeah, something different to coffee bean. I'm not getting that from this. I'm getting a sweeter type of bean, um, Mr. Bean. I'm talking nonsense. Let's just drink the beer and we'll see what we get. Cheers and beers, guys. Okay, I am getting some. Wow, I'm getting a lot of bitterness, a lot of astringency, and I am tasting that roastiness that's kind of like I mean it is like a coffee kind of taste. So the smell not so much coffee, but on the taste, astringency, bitterness, that dark kind of espresso darkness. So it's not as though it's a latte coffee. This is proper like proper gnarly kind of roast. Um which I wasn't expecting because it's not on the nose at all. Bitterness in the aftertaste. There was a little bit of sweetness up front, but it's all about the bitterness now. It's all about the astringency. It's not superbly dry. Don't get me wrong by saying it's not super sweet, but I've had quite a lot of lactose kind of stouts lately, and they're artificially sweet. They're meant to be sweet, whereas this one isn't. This one's bitter. Um, and it's not dry. It's kind of just a bit watery. Um, but that roastiness is definitely there. And interesting considering it's reasonably strong. It's a five and a half, isn't it? 5.5%. So you don't expect something that strong to taste watery, but this one does. Um, yeah, the mouthfeel is definitely on the watery side. There's not much substance to it. But maybe that makes sense because some of the stronger beers, because they've got the alcohol in, it gives the perception that there's less substance in there. Whereas it is probably an average mouthfeel beer, but just because it tastes a bit watery, um, and maybe it's the bitterness, the coffeeness, the astringency is making my mouth water from the bitterness of this dark malts used in here, um, giving the implication that it's watery when it isn't 5.5% after all. Let me go in for a nose, see if that coffee's come in now. Not really. No. The roast is there, but it's not like roast coffee. It's just like dark, earthy kind of nose. But as soon as you drink it, wow, it's like whoa, packs a punch. Maybe with a bit of the sweetness initially, but as soon as you swallow your mouthful of beer, my God, that bitterness really does come through. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink some more. Oh, yeah, that astringency really does kick in. A nice bitter dark stout, and not too sweet, which is cool. Um, I've had a few Polly's beers before, which is why I know roughly about them, but I don't know if I've had a stout from them before. Um, if you want to know, dear viewer, about Polly's, why don't you look at my back catalogue of beers? There's over 1,000 now. Just type in Polly's in my channel and you see what comes up. But I don't think I've had a stout from them before. Maybe I have. I don't know. But yeah, this one's good. because it's different to the type of beers that I have usually. Ooh, wow, and quite carbonated as well. Apparently so. Um, Pardon me. So your normal stouts, the style at the moment, and I'm not talking about imperial stouts or Baltic porters. I think that's a different thing altogether. I'm talking about just normal stouts. They're either really sweet, that seems to be one of the ways the style goes, or really light and watery. And dare I say, Guinness is getting very close to the 4% mark, and then maybe it will drop under to 3 point something percent, which is crazy. But I remember back in the day, in the kind of, it must be the late 80s, early 90s, that sort of border, where I used to be a skater. Yeah. And we used to get dodgy cans of things like Carlsberg and stuff like that. And they were all around 3.5%, which is crazy. And then things got stronger for a while, especially lager wise. And now things are dropping off and things are getting lighter again, which is crazy, back into the 3%. Um, for me, 5% is the is the benchmark, is the line. And this one being 5.5 is over my benchmark, so that's okay with me. As soon as it goes sort of 4.5 and under, it has to be something really special for me to take note and go, oh yeah, that's not too bad. But this one is on the good side, or is it on the dark side? All right, let's finish this one off and you can get on your way. Oh, that bitterness, it's just, wow, it's just really strong. Bitterness, astringency. Is it something I like? You could have seen my face going, oh, like that. But I do, in this case, I do actually like it, just because it's something but totally different. There we go. That's the Brewgooder in collaboration with Polly's, which is down the bottom. All it says is stout, but it might be called sweet and decadent. Let me have a look actually while you're still there, dear viewer. I don't want to get the name wrong. It just says stout on here, which is a shame, really. It would be good to have a name of a stout, but hey, what do I know? I just drink the beers really and wax lyrical about old toot and that kind of stuff. But hopefully you've enjoyed it, because I'm drinking beer for your entertainment, so you don't have to. It's almost like having a drinking buddy down at the pub who just talks inane nonsense while you sip on your own beer. So hopefully you're enjoying your own beer while you're watching me. This has been Unclejona. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember to drink lots of lovely beer over the upcoming days, because it does make you smarter. And I'll be back with another beer review real soon.